Getting to the money, I be getting to the back. People think I'm funny cause I always make them laugh. I ain't even being funny, I be really spitting facts. I'm about balance and I got talent. Every challenge I overcome. Low key is savage, never be average. Give me a task and I'll get it done. Minding my business whenever I come in. I'm handling business while I'm having fun. I ain't worried about winning, but that would be dumb cause there's no competition. I already won, huh? Yeah.
Peace, 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 family. How you all doing? I hope all is well with you. My name is Keisha. I'm the owner of Astrologiks, and I am your astrology coach. Today, I'm going to be doing the weekly astrology for uh-oh. For July 28th to August 3rd, starting with Monday. The moon will be in Virgo, conjunct the South Node in Virgo. You actually could wake up feeling a little sick or not well. Or you can be like a little frustrated with the moon conjunct Mars in Virgo, with like habits and patterns or memories that can be keeping you up at night. Feeling like maybe you didn't get enough sleep, so you might be a little grumpy, groggy, or annoyed. Be careful for like rushing around when you wake up. You might like stump your toe, break a nail, cut yourself or burn your tongue, or bite your tongue. You might feel like it's a challenge to get your kids up if you have kids. It might be helpful to do like a ritual to help you sleep the night before, like maybe perhaps taking a bubble bath, something that relaxes you and kind of gets you calm, or taking some medicine before you go to bed if you're sick, doing some kind of home remedy, and preparing everything that you might need for the morning before you go to bed at night. And then Venus and Gemini will square the moon in Virgo. And so this can bring up relationship challenges or money challenges, especially if you have to like call out of work and you don't have any time left type thing. Or this could bring challenges at work with coworkers. Could be a boss, or you could be the leader who's kind of nitpicky or being kind of super critical. Just because you're grumpy doesn't necessarily mean that it's your natural state. But or it could just be something that you told yourself as a leader or a boss that you would work on, and it's not really working, or a boss or a leader said that this is something that they will work on and they're still doing it, and it could kind of bring up some kind of challenges. So if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say it at all type thing here, because it could kind of burn bridges or cause people to lose their job or be suspended or something like that, suspended without pay type thing. Again, it's really best to focus on health and healing, cleaning or organizing your workspace or your home. And then you have Mercury. So whenever we're talking about Virgo and Gemini, we're talking about Mercury, and Mercury's still retrograde in Leo. So rest assured, there are going to be a need to check your schedule, making sure, nothing's double booked, overbooked, everybody's on the same page type of thing. Try to be more loving and kind when it comes to disagreements, or scheduling issues and things of that nature. Just trying to be super understanding is probably the best route to go with all this. But again, a lot of this can probably be prevented if you're getting yourself prepared the night before. Not always a sure thing, so, do the best you can. And then on Tuesday, the moon enters Libra, and it will immediately oppose Saturn and Neptune and Aries. And so Libra wants to connect and collaborate and work together with others, but Saturn and Neptune can be blockages, um, delays, and Saturn and Neptune can be confusion, or again, I forgot, or people hiding, ghosting, not showing up, not responding, um, which again, it can bring some frustration. But being understanding is going to be the best thing to do. And then the moon will trine Uranus in Gemini. And so you do have some support here to connect and communicate with others. Even with the moon trine Pluto in Aquarius retrograde, again, that's more support to socialize, connect, and communicate. But on a bigger level, Pluto is really all about global events more so than it is about personal events. Um, and so this is about transformation of the collective, how we do things, how we connect. Again, we're really working on changing old patterns and habits around how we do that, how we think about doing that, why we're doing it, who we're doing it with. And so there could be a lot of changes in the workplace because Mars is also um, kind of connected to, you know, Pluto. If you want to look at the everyday level, you want to look at Mars, and Mars is in Virgo. And so this could be at work, um, or just how you move or the actions that you take. Focus again on health, healing, and overcoming things, working through issues and challenges. And then again, Uranus is the ruler. Uranus and Saturn are the ruler of Aquarius. And so again, it's some of the same themes that we're going to kind of see coming up over and over again that can really be kind of frustrating. But just kind of try to remember that these things are happening for us, not to us, to help us change and transform into this newer kind of energy that's coming in on, who we're connecting with, again, how we're connecting, why we're connecting, and things of that nature are becoming super, super important. So challenges are coming up to show us who we need to cut off, who we need to let go of, or what habits and patterns we need to cut off and let go of to have better connections, communications with others in groups and social settings and connections. Um, we can also be connecting with people at this time during the retrogrades with um, with people, but not really who we want, which can be kind of disappointing. But take what you can learn from that situation. Know that it's because it's retrograde, and so we learn through others, but we can't learn it or might not be able to learn it with whom we want to do that with. And so being patient with people while they're healing through their process and know that there's a really good possibility that that person is not meant to be in your life. And these newer people coming in are going to treat you better. They're on the same page as you. They'll be more aligned with you, etc. And so it's probably more so best to do the internal work, the healing, either talking to a counselor, um, um, or, doing the healing work, changing your diet, reading, to keep you occupied about these themes on how to do these things better, like how to books and stuff like that. Um, and then the moon in Virgo will sextile, the moon in Libra, sorry, will sextile the sun in Leo and Mercury in Leo retrograde. And so, um, there can be too many options in love, with no real intentions. Again, doing the work with people that you really don't want to do it with, but going with the flow. That's very mutable energy. Um, or this can be about being flexible and open-minded to change in general, which could be a little bit frustrating again and annoying. Leo's a fixed sign. Um, or again, this is a good time to really just be reflecting on if you even want to be in a relationship or make up with somebody or not. Um, and then the moon will square Jupiter in Cancer. So this can make our emotions bigger and more explosive, unfortunately. So again, if you don't have anything nice to say, I just wouldn't say it at all. I wouldn't say build it up or don't say it at all or don't deal with it at all. But maybe perhaps try doing some free writing or writing out what you want to say might be a little bit more helpful than actually saying it, or sitting with it, contemplating, thinking about it before you say something could burn some bridges. And then on Wednesday, the moon in Libra is a lot of conversation about what makes you happy, which means that there's, a decision about to be made because this is the first quarter moon, or the first quarter square, moon square, because Venus is at 29 degrees. It's about to move into Cancer. So there's about to be an energy shift here. And so there can be a feeling of I need to make a decision now. I wouldn't feed into that, but just know that again, this is a really, really good time to just sit with yourself, really think things through before making a final decision. But also just thinking about what brings you joy, what makes you happy, what makes you feel fulfilled, what's fulfilling your emotional needs, healing through words, notes, phone calls, text messages, bringing balance in negotiations, is going to be way more important than having an outburst or exploding emotionally that can really cause an ending when it's not necessary. And then Thursday, um, Venus enters Cancer. Now I did a live on my TikTok on that. Hopefully it could be seen. I haven't even checked yet. Not too long went into that, but in short, Venus and Cancer is really going to be about bringing love and support to home and family, decorating your home with Cancer themes, bringing more nurturing, loving, um, hugs, kisses, affection into your private home and space, with your family, your children, your mom, siblings, aunts, uncles, nieces, nephews, cousins, having get-togethers, cooking a good home cooked meal, having a cookout, family reunion, um, just spending time with family or having family come visit you. Um, yeah, things of that nature. And then the sun in Leo will conjunct Mercury in Leo retrograde, which is a cazimi. And all cazimi is whenever there's a planet closely connected to the sun, it highlights things. So it brings clarity through mercurial Leo themes, information, children, messages, texts, notes, letters, mail, news. And so this could be things coming up that were missing, things coming up that weren't said, things coming up um, around having fun, the importance of having fun, getting information around your children, um, um, learning things from your children. Um, yeah, it'll also allow you to have more fun and really, again, it's going to feel like something's breaking apart. So this could be breakups, letting go of stress. This is like let go and let God type of aspect here where you're like, fuck it, I've tried to manage, I've tried to nurture, I've tried to take care of people. They're not showing me affection, they're not giving back, they're not being supportive, they're not telling me what they want, they're not fulfilling me emotionally. So I'm just gonna go out and have fun and do what the hell I want type of energy. And then later in the day, the moon will enter Scorpio and sextile Saturn and Neptune and Aries and Uranus and Gemini. Um, whew. I mean, Scorpio right off the bat is just a little bit more private. Neptune's a little bit more private. Saturn is discipline. Um, this could honestly really kind of feel like you're being protected. Like you might want somebody to come back into your life or something to come back in your life, and you might want something back or that old time back or those good times back. But Saturn is like, no, um, that's not for you, or that's not the people you need to build with, or that's just not what you need to be focused on right now. You need to focus on healing, loving yourself, licking your wounds. Um, that's only going to bring more stress if you don't do it, or pointing fingers, or blaming, or fighting. So it can be a form of protection of whatever it is, whatever lessons are meant to be learned in this time. Our moods can be really, really heavy, but again, they're not happening to us, they're happening for us to help us change and transform, to heal, to grow, to evolve, to see things differently, to get a different perspective. Um, and then the moon will trine Venus, which is again doing all the work behind the scenes or in the privacy of your own home. Um, kind of dealing with your emotions and healing, trusting your intuition. You could be getting a lot of dreams, signs, symbols, synchronicities, daydreaming, dozing off, sleep, rest, not really feeling like you want to go out. It can come off kind of sort of as depression, but again, I do think there is a time and a need for sitting and relaxing and not really doing much. You just don't stay there, right? Because then that's when it becomes depression, when you're not going out, you're not having fun, you're not talking to anybody, you're not, and then be careful for like overindulging in bad behaviors like addictions, drinking, drugging, smoking weed, smoking cigarettes, indulging in behaviors that you're probably being encouraged to let go with South Node, Mars, and Virgo. So be mindful of that. Take care of your health, work out, drink water, eat healthy, rest, get sleep, write things out, work through your problems and issues would be a better way to use this energy as opposed to anything else. And then the moon will square Pluto in Aquarius, which can bring intense emotions around finances for sure. That's not going to be too pretty, but especially if somebody lost a job or got laid off or suspended without pay, could really like be a bummer for summertime and getting out and having fun. It could put a damper on you even getting out, which could double down on the I have to stay home. I can't really go out. There's not much I can do type of thing. Think of great things to do. Going for a walk in the park, a hike, riding your bike, going for a drive, um, sitting by a lake, some water, stuff like that can be free and still helpful. Um, Friday, the moon will square Mercury and the sun in Leo. And so again, we're reevaluating if we can achieve the goals that we want to achieve and if we've made the necessary changes to make our goals a reality. And so this doesn't have to be about something sad, depressing, or anything like that, but also evolving within the necessary changes that we're trying to make to grow and evolve. It's like, can I do this? What do I have to do to make this happen? And with all these other blockages or things coming up, it can just feel like it's always something type of thing, or I have to wait until this money comes in. And so again, there's still blockages, challenges, frustrations, delays, annoyances, frustrations. And, I think it's more so about teaching you how to be alone and being okay with being alone, being comfortable with being alone, being okay with dealing with issues behind the scenes. What's your process? What do you do? Having faith, praying, meditating, um, and things of that nature. For sure, things are probably not going to go according to plan. This can cause drama, difficulty communicating, tech glitches. Oh, yay, Mercury fucking retrograde. And then Venus in Cancer will square Saturn and Neptune. Don't make any big financial moves, or any big decisions in love. Be careful for scams. Avoid impulsive decisions. Avoid needing answers around love immediately. Avoid big purchases. And don't let anybody borrow any money because you might not get it back. Unless you have it to give, of course, that's a completely different conversation. But again, focus on self-care and rest for the most part. And then Saturday, the moon is still in Scorpio. It's pretty much the same energy from Friday. But then later in the day, the moon enters into Sagittarius. And Sunday, moon in Sag opposite Uranus and Gemini can be exciting, unexpected changes, having family over, spending time at a family's house. It can be very social and fiery, but in a good way, more upbeat, optimistic, outgoing, adventurous, just more active. So Sunday's probably the best day of this week, unfortunately, but I feel like we'll get through it. Um, it's just a process you need to go through to release and let go of old patterns, old habits, old thinking, old ways of connecting, old ways of communicating, and things of that nature that really just kind of need to change in order to move into this newer energy. We have to do a complete detox of the past and what's not working, before we can move forward. And that's just inevitable. So go through the motions, don't avoid them. Really work through the issues, don't suppress them. And, your dreams and goals will come true. Hypothetically speaking, of course, or generally speaking, of course. So, as usual, family, I love and appreciate you. I hope you found this information helpful. Peace.